Hello, everyone. So we're gonna wait for like a couple more minutes for people to join. So stay tuned with us. Hey guys, so there seems to be like more people now. So we're gonna start the AMA now, okay? So we're gonna start with like get to know all of our speaker. So hey, everyone with me, Jasmine, Như, and Jessica.
Hi, I'm here. GM.
Hey,
Yeah,
GM
I'm
guys.
here too.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, so welcome all attendees, and today we're gonna talk about the visual storytelling technique that turn people head. So I'm gonna start first to go through with you all about the block stage contest. So just a quick reminder about the contest. The block stage contest by Frontier DAO is designed for creators from both Web 2 and Web 3 to showcase their talents across 4 categories, from writings, video art, visual art, and memes. So the total price is $10,000 divided across all 4 tracks. So the topic for this contest is Web3 is not about money. So we encourage people to highlight their creative work to the Web3 to create more impact beyond finances. Okay, so just a quick reminder for the timelines. The submission period gonna be from October 1 to October 31st. So we're gonna have like less than 14 days left. And the voting period gonna start from October 10th to November 14th. So you can go to the website and voting now. And the grading period gonna be from October 31st to November 14th. and the winner announcement gonna be in November 21st. So that's it, a quick timeline catch up for you all. And now, so we're gonna going to get to know our speaker. So Jasmine, can you please introduce us about yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Um, yeah, I'm Jasmine. I'm glad to be here again. I actually joined the previous AMA for the block stage contest. So probably I think some of you guys already recognize me. But yeah, for my background, I've been working in the space, crypto space for 5 years, and I'm currently leading Dagora NFT marketplace. We are focusing on Victions, and we want to empower the artists and also create more like freedom, creativity, freedom on gens. And I think that's why I'm here today because, NFTs and art are the things that I'm focusing right now. So I've been studying a lot about like the art and visual and also NFTs and other things as well. So hopefully for today's sessions I can just give some good or interesting perspective. So that you can get some maybe inspirations while doing your artwork.
Awesome, thank you, Jasmine. Okay, so Jessica, can you talk introduce about yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Charles. I'm an artist. I joined the space 4 years ago. When I started out, I began painting NFTs. So mostly from Bored Ape Yacht Club. So people would send me their ape. I would make a painting of it, make a physical artwork, and send it to them. And that basically changed my life. And I was able to travel the world, go to those different countries, get really involved in the Web3 scene. Because I literally went to every single event that I could possibly go to and just meet everyone. And I'm Web3 enthusiast, crypto enthusiast. Obviously, I love art. I'm very interested in exploring the intersection between art and technology. So like AI, virtual reality, augmented reality. But my speciality is painting, digital art, and animation. And yeah, thank you so much for having me up here. And yeah, much love to you, Jay. Thank you for holding the space.
Yeah, awesome, Jessica. So to our last speaker, can you introduce us to yourself, new?
I think I cannot hear you.
Everyone just hang tight. Maybe you have some problem with her mic.
Hello.
Oh, hey. So we can hear you now.
Okay, it's better now. Okay, hello everyone. I'm glad to be here. I'm new, the co-founder of Avalook, and Avalook is a hub that collects IPs and have creators bring their idea to the world. No matter the format, whenever it's an idea or a story or a comic or even an animation or a game concept, we work with the creators and to incubate their ideas and bring them to life. And yeah, nice to meet you and talk to you all today.
Yeah, thank you, Như. So we all have very quality speaker, all working in the art industry, and we are all aiming to create a space for everyone to enjoy art. And this contest is all about art. So, how do everyone have a view on the concept, the theme of this contest? Web3 is not about money. So, anyone? So, you want to talk first about the theme?
Yeah. Could I?
Yeah. So how do you view, how do you see like Web3 is not about money? So what
Yeah.
make you start to do the Web3?
Yeah, I raised my hand because I totally agree. And honestly, we jump into the Web3 space with that belief. Have to say that at the beginning, I'm come from Web2. And with Web2, I'm the COO of an animation studio. We had, and at the beginning, when we jump into Web3, we have many concerns. But after truly researching, learning, and now we believe that Web3 is not just about the money. We can say what we can say. We can say that it's a revolution. And and why do I say that? We can see that looking back in the history, all major shift in humanity, the Web3 is growing. Remind me of some big event like the dot-com bubble in the 1990. Back then, the internet was something new, something exciting, and everyone jumped in, putting a lot of money. People had a big hopes and but also some doubts. And when the bubble burst, many companies failed. But after things came down, the internet now became a big part of our everyday life, bringing real value beyond of the hype. And another good example in the rise is the rise of the smartphone in the late, I remember in the late 2000. At first, everyone rushed to buy the smartphone because it's new, exciting, and it has the internet access. And the same thing happened. It was a big crazy and a lot of attention on the sale and the profit. But after the market settled, the smartphone became more than just a trendy gadget. So web app for us, the Web3 follow a similar pattern. At first, it's new, it's exciting, and many people jump in, invest a lot of money, and yeah, there are a lot of dust. But after that phase, when things calm down, the real value show, and and I do believe that the true builder has space to grow. And the crazy phase about only the money is over. Now it's time to create value beyond the money. It's a way to make something unique. It's about giving the creator the ownership, giving the creator the opportunity to build the community and creating the space unique, something like that. So with us, the Web3 is the story of the Web3 is all the way on, not only about the money, it's about the other thing much bigger.
I totally agree on that. So I was first stuck on Web3 because I see the NFT technology that's verified the ownership of a picture on
Mm,
the.
mm,
That's why I jump in here. So the NFT is verified. It's helped all the artists that create their artwork to be recognized. Yeah. So that's
mm,
it's all. That's the reason that I jump in the Web3 industry too. Yeah. So
mm.
Jasmine, how do you view how is your view on this? Web3 is not about the money.
Yeah, this is I think it's very straightforward mantra for the whole like industry because it's actually it is what it is, you know, because at first I didn't start with NFT at all. I started like with DeFi and like centralized exchanges. So I got to know a lot of like perspective and a lot of products and projects in Web3. And I can say that like after 5 years, like two cycles already, what people are trying to do is like to show what is beyond the you know the speculating or financial value, because we are trying to solve the real problem. Like there are some issue that in web 2 we cannot we haven't got the solution yet, but then we have web 3 and we have its natures like decentralizations, transparency, and so on. There's a lot of other characteristic of web 3 that make us like more like a solution for for the for like real world utility. So, and speaking of arts and NFT, it's just so clear that it's beyond money, because it's provide the sense of belonging. It's also provide a play or a space for everyone to express their um thought or their creativity freely. So it just create a community. So it's kind of like mental values and other additional values. It's like emotional values, not just it's not just about the money. So you can just like see it clearly if you just try any of the NFT community in the space. For example, like the Pudgy's Penguins community. I saw like you and Jessica also bought some of the Pudgy. So we are here because we are the community. So we share the value and we also share other informations to make the space even better and even more accessible to everyone. So I think this is a very good approach, and also this is the way that people should think or should build about the Web3 space.
Thank you, Jasmine. So Web3 is not about the money, but also the community. Yes.
Yeah.
So I myself really love the community when I was like into NFTs and stuff. So how do you see about this, Jessica?
Wow, you guys spoke so well. I feel like you kind of covered all the points that I was going to talk about. So I think Web3 is more about just money. It's about the sick parties at all the events. No, so it's well, a little bit. I think the biggest thing for me in Web3 is the sense of belonging and the community. Because I mean, getting involved with Bored Ape Yacht Club changed my life. And like that's something that will like stay with me in the generations forever. But yeah, likewise the Pudgy Penguins. I mean, I'm going to move to Kuala Lumpur for a couple of weeks soon because of the Pudgy Penguin community there and just how amazing they are. And for me personally, I never felt like I really belonged somewhere until I joined the crypto space. And yeah, obviously, decentralization is like so important. So that's another, tokenization of assets, privacy, security, education, empowerment. I mean, especially for artists, because before NFTs, how can you sell your artwork online? Like I know that point does involve money, but I think it is still important because, how can you say that you own something in the digital world without an NFT, but yeah, I think you guys you spoke so well. So I think that's kind of what I have to say. For me, it's all about the relationships you form and being part of a space where everyone is just such an innovator. I mean, obviously you've got the degens and you've got the people living in their mum's basement with 5 million Solana on their wallet, but they're living on a mattress on the floor. And then on the other end, you've got people, really innovating and creating. And, for me, as someone from an artistic background, it's so amazing to go and be around people like that because before Web3, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about the technology. All I knew was, fine art and a bit of like linguistics, and that's it. So yeah, I just think it's such an incredible space to be a part of. And also, I think if you really start to understand the tech and the like all the different sectors and you're really educated on it all, I think it's quite hard for an artist to get into the tech world if you were not in this situation. So I think it's a very unique opportunity for artists.
Yeah. So although the Web3 is decentralized, but I feel like it connects us more. Since I joined the Web3, I joined the I've been to a lot of meetings. Like I met up with a lot of great people, and one of the work that I have done that I feel like the most connected to all the Web3 people is the GM NFT exhibition in 2023, which Jessica had her artwork to be showcased in there. So Web3 is not about money, it's about connection, about the community and the ownership. Yeah. So Jessica, so what do you, in your opinion, what is visual telling? What is your, how do you tell people your story? And yeah, you can share with us.
I guess, I mean, primarily, my way of telling a story is through painting. And something that I think is really interesting is how I can make a painting and say it's not very clear what it is. It might be quite abstract, but you can communicate through the brush marks, the color you use, like how dynamic the painting is. And I remember in my exhibition, my final year exhibition when I was at university, one of the teachers was looking at my work, my English teacher, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know how you felt." And I just think that's so crazy because obviously like word language is such a limited way to communicate, but you can communicate literally through the use of texture, through the use of line, through the use of color. So and I am very inspired by abstract expressionism. So for anyone that doesn't know, that's an art movement kind of around the 1950s with Jackson Pollock and Rothko, and the whole point of it was just releasing and just doing whatever you like on the canvas, and whatever it is correct. You know, and Rothko had this. His intention was for you to stand in front of this massive painting that say like very slight different colors of red, but you get this deep feeling just from like being in its presence. So on one hand of what I do, there's that, but on the other hand, I do include a lot of little characters and little beings that are all interacting in my artwork. So some of my paintings of Wild Child World, which is my little Wild Child universe, yeah, it's kind of just like madness, and it's meant to reflect like the absurdity of life, and you know that there's all these realities happening around us that we don't see, but everything's connected. And then on the other hand, so yeah, you've got a still image, so a painting or a digital artwork, but then you've got animation. So if a picture says 1,000 words, like how many does that animation take, because you can fit so much stuff in. So yeah, I guess that's what I do.
Yeah, I can, based on I've been like looking through all your artwork, and I can see your soul, your story through everything. And yeah, I think the visual, the line that you just said, a picture speak more than 1,000 words, is totally true. So how do everyone thinks about what is the most powerful tool in today oversaturated content environment? So can you tell us about your opinion, Jessica? Oh no, Jasmine. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, right. So visual storytelling is like, the art of conveying your story or message through a lot of like visual elements like image, illustrations or graphics or video, right? So I think like today we are bombarded with a lot of informations from all directions. But for the visual items, I think there are two very critical impact that it create for the audience, for the viewer. So the first one would be is it's just universal appeal, and it's just create attractions from, it just abstract the language barriers. So this is a very interesting way because people just look at the visual and then they will feel and they will get like emotional, or they just feel very attracted by that visual. So it's easier for people to remember, and it's also lasts longer in their mind. So compared to other form of content or informations, with visual people can just remember you or remember the artist or remember the story that you want to tell or to convey. And the second thing is it just encourage people to share more about it, because it's the image, just like the NFT. That's why we have very large community, because we tend to share and connect through the avatar, right? The pictures that you feel like, okay, I like the vibe, I like the community, I like the very cute gift or very cute sticker set that we have. So it just stimulate all the senses, and it just encourage people to share within the community or just outside the community. So I think that's the most among the most powerful things about visual storytelling.
Yeah, thank you, Jasmine. So, Như, I've been knowing your studio doing animation. So, how do your studio do the visual storytelling, and how do you use the content to tell the story of the your things? Yeah.
Yeah, firstly, I totally agree with Jasmine about the strong, the powerful of the visual storytelling. Because in today's world, with such a much content, the visual catch attention faster, right? And the people remember what they see more easily than what they read, and that's why the visual story stand out. It helps the people feel emotion and make the message clear. But with our experience working on an animation studio in around nearly 10 years, and we realized that visual storytelling is more than just image and video. It's more than just make people remember what they see. It creates a full experience that make people feel, not just see. It's something like building a couch in a world full of the content. People want something that connect with them emotionally and mentally. It's not just on not only seeing it, is they want to connect it emotionally and mentally. And the visual storytelling just through the noise, so it make the audience feel like they are a part of the story. It's not just about telling a story, but creating an experience that people can deeply connect with. um, let me take an example to explain it. So each year we have Apple launch their product, right? So think about the event that Apple launch product. They don't just show the picture of the product. They use a lot of things, video, music, words to make you feel excited. You don't jump to see the phone. You feel like it's something you need in your life. It make you connect with the product emotionally. Even before you try it, you try to use it. So that's more than just showing. It's create the experience. So that is something we realize, that visual storytelling is more than just the image and the video. And of course, this example is not for fans of other brand like Samsung, right? Yeah. So we when we work in this industry in with an animation studio, we always put our effort and our vision to get the product, get the product have the visual of the storytelling at the level of this. It means the level of the visual is touching the heart of the people, connect with them emotionally and mentally.
Yeah. So, I, to the great success of a visual trailer, I think it's about touching the audience emotion, right? Like Apple, they create the product that everyone wanted. So when they publish it, everyone just like, hey, give it to me, give it to I want to say on my kidney and stuff. Yeah. So they do the that stuff, that visual so good that everyone want to own it. So uh you what is your message or idea do you think that artists should focus on conveying their visual storytelling?
Storytelling. Mm, um, it's a really hard question, because I understand that all of you here are in the creative industry. So the first thing I have to say and say out loud is creativity, it has no limit. There isn't just one formula that work for everything. So again, creativity is limited. So there is a lot way, a lot thing that we can do the creative, but we can have some general formula. And and if for me, if I have to, I have some word to say, I will say that artists should focus on showing the deeper value of the Web3, like the ownership, like the creativity, the community, and through the visual storytelling, artists can highlight how people can own their digital creation, control their own data, and to be part of a global community. And beside that, artists can focus on the idea of the freedom and discovery in Web3 too, because the Web3 is open up a space where we can explore the new way to interact with the digital assets and build their own virtual identity. So we can focus on the idea of the freedom and the discovery in Web3 too. So for me, there's two ways, two things that we can explore is about the how the people can get their own digital creation, and how we can focus on the freedom and discovery on Web3.
Oh, thank you. Như I was turn off my mic.
Yeah.
So thank you for your sharing. So artists should not like focus on the money, but they have to be more creative to be connect with everyone with their art, right?
Mm,
So just
yeah,
me and
there's a
Jessica.
lot of topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Jessica, we had the exhibition connect with everyone in last year, and we feel like we never talk about money here, and but we are all connect in the Web3. So Jessica, what do you think that artists should convey on their visual storytelling?
Hmm. Um, I think it all depends on it's so subjective, isn't it? Because it depends what sort of art you're making. But I guess I always enjoy it when people are able to convey the journey of the artwork, as in, when you create something. I'm speaking more from like, I guess, like a painting point of view, or um like a digital art point of view. But I always like it when you're creating something, when you leave the mistakes in, because art is like life, and you go through life and you make mistakes and you mess up and you come back, and that's what makes it a journey. It's what makes it well-rounded. So I always like to be able to kind of get an idea of the process that the artist took. Although I'm not sure I'm answering your question very well. Could you um maybe ask it in a different way, and I'll think of a better answer.
Yeah. So if you sorry. So my questions were like, what do you have like any advice that artists should approach the idea of the Web3 is not about the money, to like tell it more in the more creative way? Yeah.
As in, should you create art without the intention of selling it?
Yeah.
Well, I think you should always create art without the intention of selling it, because paradoxically, when you make art and you're making it, oh, I've got to sell it for this much, I've got to do this, then it kind of puts a lot of constraints on your creative journey. I think with art, you know what, I will say, it is hard to be an artist. It is very, very, very challenging to make a living from your art. I mean, I'm a full-time artist, but I've been blessed with a lot of good luck, and I've been in a lot of the right places at the right time, when it was right for me, So I think you get the success you need when you're ready for it. So like yeah, I think you should always create with the intention that you're just creating because it's just the joy of it. Because I think it just comes from a better place and it's more authentic. And I think if you do that as well, I think you do get more successful and people can really see the pure energy of what you're doing. But on the other hand as well, maybe like against the question, like I do think you do have to make money as an artist too. And for that, I think you've kind of got two ways that you use your creative like gift, I guess. It's like you make art that's like from your soul that you love making, that's just you and you're having fun. But then you've also got to find a way to monetize it, which is finding a service and combining it with that, so like graphic design or making gifts or any sort of thing that's maybe not like your practice. But yeah, you do need to do that too. Yeah, I mean, I guess I do kind of feel quite strongly that artists should be making money because I think you get mugged off a lot as an artist, and people try and make you work for free and this and that and this and that. So yeah, on one hand, I think you should always just create for the joy of creating, and that will take you places. But as an artist as well, I think that artists should be valued and they should be compensated for what they do.
Yeah, true. Me myself, when I all my art, I do it with all of my emotion. Like when I paint a painting, I want to put like all of my effort into it. So I feel that we all artists, we shouldn't like put the money things that too heavy on when we creating something, right? Yeah. So Jasmine, do you like have any input on this? What do you think that artists should focus on conveying their visual telling?
Uh, yeah, for me, like from a Web3 person perspective, I think because like for artists, some of the artists they are not. I think might not be familiar with Web3 and all the projects, all the products in Web3. So just a recommendation or just suggestions that uh, they might find some inspirations from their own journey or their own experience with Web3. So in any ways, even though they are not really familiar with Web3, but they can just look at it with their own perspective. And I think that could be where the creativity come from because you look at Web3 with different lens. So you might you might have like different way to convey the story, and maybe like something like you think about the Web3 and its utility or yeah it benefit or like the current state of Web3, like uh how it's touched you in some point, and or we can think about the futures. You might imagine something that Web3 can provide and it's never happened in Web2, for example. So yeah, I agree with you and Jessica. It should be, very authentic and like just original work, and they just do something that resonate or reflect their own emotions or their own journey, their own experience. So I think that would be a way to immerse in the work, and also they can create something very interesting and very creative.
Oh, thank you, Jasmine. So because everyone were coming to Web3 since the Bitcoin and Ethereum, so it's all about money with like everyone. We artists, we don't really think about that when we're creating stuff in the Web3 space. Yeah. So I was I was start the studio with doing the NFT production with some of my client, and I have known that her studio do make some of the NFT too, which is Cat 22 and Jelly Bean, which was really high quality IP products. So can you tell more about that?
Yeah, thank you. Um, uh, like at the beginning, I share with you guys that I'm the co-founder of Avalook, and at Avalook, we um, we believe that the key to connecting with a wide audience is something really unique, something really passionate, and something really put our own heart, our own effort on that. And Outlook is a hub that collect IPs and help the creator to bring their idea to the world. And in the reality now we are developing some NFT that's introduced the Cat 22 and the Jellybean. And yes, with the two project, we because we our backer is an animation studio, DeeDee Animation Studio, which is working with a lot of big client in the world in to create the animation for their Web 2 and Web 3 client. So we have experience in working on the industry of the storytelling, of the visual, of the content, of how to bring an idea to life and make it get the lover of the audience. So so yeah, that's something that we do for the Web 3, that we create some NFT collection that we will publish soon and in on Web 3. So Shajay, you want me to tell something more about the about other thing?
Yeah, thank you, Như. So, can you tell me more about like how do you approach your audience with the short comic form, and how do
Uh,
people like do it? Can you tell us about that more?
mm, um, yeah. Again, before I say something dive deep in the tech, again I have to say out loud and heavy that the creativity is limited. There is no formula that work for everything, but I can share some general formula that based on the pretty simple form of physiology and science that can get the attract from the wide audience. So at Avalook, we work on many kinds of the content from the comic, from the animation, from the other thing. It's called on of this. They call the IP. So at Avalook, we believe that the key to connecting with a wide audience is by focusing on the universal survival themes to to explain what does it mean, the universal survival team, what does it mean. So there are things like going on an adventure to find a new home, or sibling rivalry, or fight for status. Their teams are the part of human nature, and they've been around for a million of years. That's why people from different culture can relate it to them easily. They touch on the feeling and instinct we all share. So that's why we focus that and we rely that the universal survival team is a strong key to touch to the wide audience. And beside that, what makes our story different is how we give these old teams a new twist. We take a classic idea and put them into the modern unique setting. Let me explain. For example, um, a story about the finding a new home could take a place in a space, or a rivalry between brothers could happen in a futuristic world. This way, we use this way, the story feel fresh, exciting, but it still speaks the emotion we all know, right? It's stick to the theme, but we twist them into another exciting things. So that the second thing that we do. And the last thing, and last but not least, the visual are also really important. Some key is a strong, clear image. It will help the people feel connected to the story or an emotional level. So it's not just about the watching a story. It's about making the audience feel like they are a part of it. And to be feel like a part of it, firstly they have to understand it. And the visual is very important. It have to strong enough, clear enough, and emotional enough. So that this three thing, the three main thing, the way is the way that we view and have us to make sure our story get 22 and really being connect with a lot of different people and stay interacting when we introduce them.
Yeah, thank you, Như. So that was really insightful. So we got
Yeah, thank you.
so as an artist, you should find your own niche first, then you should step out of your own box to create and to approach the uh, emotion. That's the key element to the success of everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jasmine, oh, I'm sorry, Jessica. So how do you like approach your audience with your art? Like how everyone see your art and communicate with you?
Well, I make a lot of content, which I think is like a necessity that you have to do when you're an artist. So, I post videos of my process for one. So I do time lapses and reveals, things like that. I also do, and you can communicate what your art is about either through writing. So obviously you can write a caption and or a thread and include it under, or you can do a TikTok and actually put yourself in and talk over your painting. But for me, obviously there's so many different platforms you can use, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, for me, I've had the most success using X, using Twitter. And I think largely that is because of collaboration. So when I was painting the apes, obviously I was effectively collaborating with Bored Ape Yacht Club, and every commission that I created, I would do a little video. And you always got to do a little silly dance or kind of put a bit of yourself in there. Don't be afraid to be goofy, or if you're super serious and that's your vibe, you want to be a bit more mysterious and subtle, which I am not, then you could do that. But yeah, I think making it all comes down to making content, and like what I said before, collaboration is super 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 important. And obviously you start a dialogue with people and people comment on your videos, and I think everyone that engages with you online, you just always have to be so grateful for. And I think that's something that really helped me grow online as well, is I was just super grateful. Every follower I had, like I had when I first hit 1,000 followers on Twitter, I was like, right, that's it. Everything from here is a bonus, because I've never had that many followers on anything. But yeah, I think put out you've got to keep churning it out. It's a constant thing. You've got to keep sharing what you're doing, because you can't just sit in your bedroom and make art on your own, because you're obviously not reaching an audience. It does take a lot of time. It's something that you build up over years and years. But I also think, as well as your art, you have to put out like good vibes. Like if people buy your energy and people buy the artist, they don't buy the art. So I think always showing up with a positive attitude and, giving people a lot of your energy, I think that is a real secret to success.
Yes. So thank you, Jessica. So to be great success here, I think we all have to show our personality in our art. And Jessica, I really love your art, and I see the goofy dance and all the art of your art. It's all appear in you when I meet you in real life. When I see your art on the internet, I see that this is a really like fun artist and really colorful. And what in real life you are just like that, and that's really great. So artists, you just need to be yourself. You have to express yourself, because when people buy the art, they buy the artist, not really the art. And so, uh, Jasmine, from your experience from organizing and co-hosting various art contests, what common pitfall that artists should avoid when crafting a visual story?
Interesting question. So when I co-hosted and organized other art contests, I saw some of the pitfalls that I think the artists they should pay attention from the very beginning when they are planning for their artwork. So I think it's all about the concept and how they deliver that. So the first thing is that I think the artists they need to have a really very clear concept or clear theme at the beginning, because that is it's just so similar to when I do other thing like doing a campaign or a plan like branding plan. So you gotta have a very clear concept, and you gotta spend more time to develop a very strong message, a strong story, and think about like what kind of story that you want to tell, and what kind of elements that you would put in that work to deliver your story. And the second thing is that about the consistency, because sometimes I feel like you know maybe you are just want to have a very um you want to have diversity in the work, so you put a lot of elements in that, but it might create something inconsistent. So I feel like the consistency in the style that you deliver in your artwork is very important, because like whenever people see that, they will try to look at the pictures or the videos, and then they also learn about the story. So if it is not consistent, so it will affect the cohesion of the story, so people cannot really understand the message that you are trying to convey. And I think the last things is about the connections, I mean like emotional connections, I think. So usually even when I look at the painting, I will trying to seek for some kind of connections, and to see like what the story behind it, and why they put the element like this, why they just organize the flow of the video or the illustration like this. So I will have a lot of questions in my mind. um so I feel like the artist should prepare the same. So think about the emotional core, like what do you want the viewers or the audience to feel, like they need to feel very relaxed or very energetic, or just some adjective that they can deliver, and then they want to see in the viewers mind. So like facial expressions, and also convey through maybe like the colors that you pick, or the items or elements that you want to put in, and that combinations can create something more emotional for the audience. So yeah. And oh yeah, and one more thing I think about the text. Because I saw no beside like, painting and images. There's video, illustrations, and graphic design. There would be some text in it. So it should be, like let the visual do most of the talking. And we just put the text in the very right context and very critical the part of the work. So it would, have to deliver your work more efficiently. So yeah, I think those are the things that I noticed in the previous artwork. But yeah, I think it's very flexible for everyone as long as you deliver something that's very consistent and meaningful and also creative. So yeah, just few things that you might need to, the artist might need to pay attention from at the beginning, so that they will tell a very great story. Yeah.
Yes, so just be consistent and put yourself in the viewer's shoes to convey them, right? Yeah. So thank you everyone. That very insightful thoughts and sharing. I see it here that there's some people asking about the tips on humor in meme creation. I think Jessica can help you guys on the. Jessica, can you share us on this?
What is the question?
The questions is, can you share tips for humor in meme creation? I see that you create like a few memes, so can you share us about that?
um, humor in meme creation. I mean, there's there's many different ways you can go about it. I don't know, like sometimes I do see projects and they make some memes on Twitter and I think it falls a bit flat. Um, hmm, I don't know. I mean, you can kind of be quite extreme in what you're saying and like have something that's like quite shocking. But to be honest, I think it's something that's just a bit silly, isn't it? Like something that's relatable. That's always very good. Uh I mean, I don't know, I'm a huge fan of Pepe. I think Pepe is very funny. Um I'm not sure, it's a difficult question. I mean, if you were looking for help on making memes, then I would have like a research and look at ones that you find particularly funny, I guess. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. We've got different sense of humours as well, haven't we? Like Vietnamese and British people have a little bit of like a different sense of humour. Like I feel like Vietnamese people are like really like sweet and like British people can be quite like crude and like rude, I think. So maybe there's like a bit of like a difference there as well. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I think just like go with go with what your heart tells you when you're making a meme.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. So, if anyone have any questions, please just chat here, and we will answer yours. So, just to sum up everything, to create the visual telling technique that turn people head, you should focus on the consistency of your work, and think outside the box, and put your personality in it, and just and create. And you have to put yourself in the viewer's shoes to see that how people achieve like see it. You can maybe only yourself you cannot see like how your work so you can ask your friends about like how do they think about that to get more insight on the work that you're doing, because if you're doing it alone, it's all about you, and you have to create for the community, and we are here for the community. So thank you everyone here. I think this wrap up our AMA today. So thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you
Thank you,
for listening.
Jasmine. Thank you, Như. Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting the space, Jen. Thank you for having me up, and thank you everyone that tuned in to listen. It's been really great meeting you all and discussing this topic.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everyone for coming, for joining us today. And I'm gonna turn off now. Okay.